Alright. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's 10 o'clock. We're going to hang out and draw for a little bit today. I've got a 1,500 follower on Twitter giveaway that I did. I'm going to be doing some character art today. And lucky winner Manders at the AK Phoenix. Congratulations on winning. You did a random straw poll, and you were the big winner. So I'm gonna do one of your characters, one of your D&D characters. So today we're gonna be doing a tiefling polearm user. I think she has a lance, is what she said. So we're gonna have some fun with that. I'm gonna show you a couple little tips and tricks and stuff that I do to get characters on here while I work. So that can be fun. But yeah, so let's get to it. Anyone that jumps in, hey, how you doing? Love to have you. And I hope we'll have some fun here today. Okay. I think what I want to do. Let's get a basic pose down. There's a couple of things that I was told in the brief that were kind of important to the character. It's a female tiefling. I think she said she's. Hey, Pigtail Princess, how you doing? What color is she? She's a teal tiefling. Today we're drawing the character, the winner of the character art giveaway I did for hitting 1,500 followers. So today we're doing a tiefling fighter. Hey Shepard, how have you been? It's been a while, man. I haven't seen you in a little bit. Dragonbait, good to see you as well. Good morning, welcome everybody. Yeah. Crazy busy lately, how are you? I'm doing well. Game Cigarillo? Hey, how's it going? Well, Shep, I hope things have calmed down a little bit. Yeah, no, things are good. Things are actually doing really well. We're having a good time in our crazy quarantine little part of the world. Me and the wife and kids, we're just kind of trapping ourselves in here. So, yeah, it is. Actually, I think she uses a lance, not a polearm. So I think I gotta kind of get this kind of placed a little differently, like in the crook of her arm kind of thing. So it might have to be held like this. And she's got a shield, leather armor. Catch you all later. My internet is bad today. Dragonbait, if you can make it back, we would love to have you. Take care. Be safe. Have a wonderful day. Hey, Game Cigarillo, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Don't mind me and all my crazy little ramblings of lines and stuff. It probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense to some of you, but it helps me kind of focus on where body parts and where things need to go. This is actually, the music is just some random, it's just random royalty-free audio library on YouTube. You know, royalty-free music that I can play and just kind of chill to. I have no idea what's even on it, so we'll see. We'll see how we like it as we go. It's supposed to be pretty chill music, so I'm happy for that. What'll probably end up happening is there'll be a couple of random commercials pop up because it's on YouTube. I'm gonna have to start paying for YouTube without commercials now. What do you mean, Sigario? What do you mean something? It comes out at a funky scalar angle. Let's do this. Give her a bigger shield. So belt there, belt there. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna design a lance, and legs usually come out of funky scale. Yeah, you know, it's all. It literally is all just practice and repetition. Like drawing the same, like drawing body types over and over again to get used to it. At this point, it's almost muscle memory for me. And you know what? Most of the time, my proportions and scales are probably all out of whack. Who am I? I mean, I'm not gonna. What's going on here? Shrink you down. Bring you back up here a little bit. She's grounded. Let's see. What kind of... I don't necessarily know that I want to have like the drapey stuff that I have. Shep, today we are drawing a character from the winner from my 1,500 follower giveaway on Twitter. At the AK Phoenix was the lucky winner, and she sent me a couple of briefs actually, and said, "Just these are two of my characters. Pick one." And I kind of felt like drawing a tiefling today for some reason. So we're drawing a tiefling fighter. She uses a lance and has a shield with a phoenix inside a ring of fire. So that'll be fun. But yeah, so let's get. We're gonna do some fun stuff. We'll get the tail working in here, since she's a tiefling. And I think I'm gonna put her in and just have like the leather pants instead of having like the drapey thing like I do sometimes with knights and stuff. The part of the tabard and thing that hangs down. I think we're just gonna do, since she's a fighter champion. I think I'm gonna make her try to be a little more movable, a little more. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Especially with the lance, a little less stuff in the way, kind of thing. Riding boots. I'll be interested to see if the character had like a riding proficiency. Because I mean, with lance, I always think riding, but I don't know. I guess it doesn't have to be.
Get ready for new playlists personalized for you with new release mix. Your mix and Discover Mix. Find music that you love. Play them
Shep,
live
I
on your
appreciate
YouTube
that.
Music
Thanks a lot. Yeah, see, there it was. There was our commercial. I might have to do this. I might have to pay to have no commercials and stuff. Killing me. Man. All right. Cool. Yeah. I hope everyone had a good holiday weekend. I hope you got to eat. If you are a meat eater, I hope you get to grill something. If you are not, I hope you get to grill some fruit and vegetables. Um, yeah. There's an ad block program and haven't seen YouTube commercials in a month. Oh, yeah. Okay. Did she say what her horns look like? I don't think she did. Nope, no. Okay, so nothing, so I can have some fun with the horns as well. So we might actually do that. We got a nice little bit of a kind of a head-on thing here, so I'm gonna go in and try and do one of my little little symmetry tools. I'm gonna have to move one of the horns around a little bit, but. Actually gonna alter the angle of it just a little bit because it's not a perfectly straight on shot, so we want to give a little bit of a depth change to that horn there, just enough to show that her head is tilted a little bit away. Yeah, there you go. Character's name I think is Tava. Is that the name? Shava. There we go. I love that everything has their own horn design there. Yeah. Some of them I've seen some art and some representations online that are really cool. I love really curly horns for some reason. I just think it's fun. Whenever I think fighter warrior maidens, I always like doing like braids, like just so that like the hair stays out of the way, kind of thing. So I think I'm gonna do that with her too. Maybe I'll have like a long. I don't know, did she mention it? Did she mention anything with her hair? I don't think so. I don't think she said to basically I have a little bit of freedom. Just teal in color. A lot of backstory actually in the brief. Yeah, no, okay. So I've got a little bit of freedom with what she's gonna look like. So I'm gonna have her hair running over here. So she is, I guess, apparently, as most tieflings are wont to do, she is mischievous, but a protector. Mr. Strings, I knew who this. Nah, not even close to perfect. It's good. We're good, we're good. How is everyone doing? That's a change in music, but okay, we'll take it. Sure. This sounds fun. I'm okay with it. I can dig it. Alright, so Lance. The only other thing I can think of, like, the problem with the Lance is that we're not going to get all of it in. You know, I'd have to move her off center, which is a little... Because Lances are long. Now I have to shrink her down. Lances are long weapons. This sounds like, you know what this sounds like? This sounds like almost like late 90s, like Toe Jam and Earl kind of music. You guys remember that game? Like Sega Genesis, Toe Jam and Earl? That's totally the vibe I'm feeling on this. I don't feel like we're seeing enough of this. I almost want to... I mean, I guess I could do something like this, where her hand is holding it here. And it could have a longer haft, I suppose. Up like the whole thing. We just have to come up with a fun design for this, though. That's where we go. Let's get correct proportions too. We're gonna have fun with this design of this weapon. That's kind of our character there. All right. And then I'll do the Phoenix in here later. Because I want to do something specific for that, and I can do like a logo, and I'll make that and put it in there in the final cut, and then we'll be good with that. But okay, I think we're okay to start doing some inks. Yeah, that was very Toe Jam and early.
There's a new music streaming app made by
see?
YouTube.
There it
It
is.
has a powerful search engine
More.
that finds songs.
Get out of here with your ads. I'm gonna have to look into that before next stream. Before next stream, we will figure out how to do that. Okay. Ooh, this one's snappy. By snappy, I mean someone is snapping their fingers a lot. We'll get a couple of details in here going. As we go, like we'll have the belt strap to hold the pauldrons on. It's just leather armor, so it's not going to be like all bolts and rivets and stuff like that, but we should have some details for like the sewing and the stitch work that holds it all together. She didn't say studded leather either, so it's not going to have a lot of bolts running through it or anything like that. I'm gonna have to start doing more research on armors and stuff like that. Look up more reference, because right now I'm just making up everything as I go. Do you have a preference of drawing characters at a slight turn angle as opposed to facing head on? Yeah, drawing it like a 3/4 angle gives the character a little more feeling of like placement in the space. There's a little more depth to it. It allows for foreshortening. It allows for the body to have more dimensionality, I guess, in the space, if that makes sense. Whereas if you're drawing straight on, just up and down, it's very flat and very yeah, exactly. Face forward, it would have would lose some of that three-dimensionality of it. I mean, you can always still give it some three-dimensionality just by like facing forward, but maybe still having like one foot just slightly back from the other. And you do a lot with shading and highlights and stuff like that all the time. So there's always opportunity to do that. I find that a 3/4 stance, it's just easier for creating depth and presence in the picture. Some of those underlines. another thing, whenever I draw tieflings, I don't draw them with just the regular pointed ears, because that would just make them more elf-like. You know, I know the horns and the tail make them tieflings, but like when I think like demonic ancestry, you know, I feel like they should have a few more barbs or something on there. What do I think makes a good line art? You can have a great representation of a character or an object in just line art without color, just by using variation in line thickness, using the small hashes to indicate an idea of shadow, shape, and form, that kind of thing. Using the thick black lines to indicate shadow. Like right here, I can bring down the shadow that's cast by the arm and the shield onto her chest armor, and onto her belt, and onto her the part of the greaves, where you know, just by filling it in and using the stroke of the pen to indicate lines in the material. So any of those things can help to give line art life. And in all honesty, some of my favorite illustrations and drawings are just pencil drawings. I love a good pencil drawing. Where was I? I think it was when I was on my honeymoon. My wife and I went to Europe when we were in Stuttgart, in Germany, and we just stopped by the local art museum there, and they happened to have a show going on where it was all sketches and the drawings from masters that led towards their final paintings. So all of the prep work that they did before they did the final painting, they did the drawings, they did the studies and things like that. Those drawings were in this show, and it was one of the coolest things I'd ever seen. It was such a great exhibit, because it was charcoal or graphite on paper. Wandering Shrink, hey, thanks for the follow. Glad you could join us. So yeah, that was. I love a good just drawing. You know, like line art is pivotal to art, to a lot of mine. I mean, I won't say that I'm great at line art. I'll say that I strive to be good at line art, and I try hard to make it believable and have character. Hey, yeah, no, I'm so glad you're here. Thanks so much. We're hanging out. We're drawing some Dur characters.
It's YouTube Music.
The
today and get a trial
go
of
away
Music Premium
commercial.
Restrictions apply.
Go away. Thank you. How are you this most fine excellent? Yeah. The way that I did the transposing of that horn on the other side is not exactly accurate to where I want it to be in space. It should be a little bit smaller and not quite stick out as far as this other one, because her head is tilted and more of the horn is actually hidden. So I want to kind of shorten that just a little bit. Let's look at the idea of symmetry. Get a little more of the hair on this side here. know, again, and I might cheat a little bit. With like earlier, Shepard pointed out, you know, a few squiggles in a perfect braid. That's obviously not the case. But I use the tools that I have to create implied shape and implied form in the drawings. So just because, you know, I use these thick black lines and stuff, and you can't necessarily see what's there, but it's implied that, like for example in this case, it's implied that there's a braid in her hair. You know what I mean? We'll do a couple of loose strands here and there. Again, just to give it a little more body, a little more form. That kind of thing. Shep, I'm glad to have you here. You know, drawing hair is actually, I think it's kind of fun. I mean, because it doesn't have to be exact. You know, when you're thinking about drawing hair, you know, it's all really about again, that implied idea of you can do more with just a couple of thick chunky strokes like this than if I would have sat there and done each individual hair. This is more believable than sitting there and just going 1, 2, 3, 4 million, 4,567, 4,568. You know, the implied hair is more believable. You know, and it looks, honestly, it looks better too. Some more stitches, things like that, and it's just the little details that help it breathe a little bit, you know, give it life. Those little things like that, those little lines, those little stitches that kind of, I don't want to do that. It's an implied tangent. But yeah, so you got a good start here. Kind of a strong jawline. I might want to soften that just a little bit. A little more feminine. It's still really kind of more like that is the kind of maybe a little bit bigger lips. is she going to be? I know that. No, she is teal. She is teal. She's teal. Yeah. So we're gonna. I think the hair. I think is just gonna. We're gonna have most of it be the black, but I think we're gonna use the highlights to show the actual color is gonna be kind of like a darker teal to match her skin a little bit. And the lines down here that I added weren't hairlines. They were it's just shadow under the jaw. I'm still having trouble getting how I want it. It's still a little. We'll come back to it and we'll fix it. It's just framing the face out a little bit. Oh, no worries. No. Call it out. Call it as you see it, buddy. That's fine. I mean, it's all interpretation too. So if you see hairlines, hey, cool, hairlines. Let's bump this up just a little bit to 9. Yeah. Edit outline selection. Yep. Okay, so there's her shield, and then on the shield we are gonna add, the metal rivets just to give it a little more detail, and we're gonna have some fun with the phoenix image on it later. So we're just adding some shadows. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it's all interpretation. It's all representation. It's like, if you know what kind of shapes to add and to push around, it can really make a huge difference. When you break drawing down to its most basic form, it's just shapes. That's all it is. It's just shapes. It's just finding the spheres, the cones, the ovals, the boxes, the cubes, those kinds of things. They're what make up the whole, the sum, the whole. The sum, all these little individual little shapes and parts. They come together and they create. They create a body, they create an arm, they create weapons, armor, that kind of thing. But it's just finding those basic shapes in there and putting them on the page. Bootstraps. Bootstrap. The one thing, I mean, some people have commented that I have very precise and very specific motions and various lines when I go down. And I have an idea of where the lines want to go, but to be honest, like, I know that when I'm drawing these things, there are imperfections in the lines and in the line weight and where things go and how they should look. You know, I'm not going for, I'm not going for complete realism, you know? I'm going for implied realism and like illustrated realism. I think that's the things that don't have lives. Pigtail Princess, I did for a long time, and I still do from time to time. I haven't done fully rendered paintings in a while. I've been doing with the books and with a lot of the illustrations I've been doing lately have been more, illustrated realism kind of thing with the line art, more. I don't want to say a comic book style of art, but it's probably where the closest jumping off point is. That's probably what you would the first thing you would think of when you see it. I do have some. If you go to my website, randallhamptonart.com, you can go into the works section and look at some of the character art. And there's some older ones from probably, I think the last time I did a full rendered illustration for someone was a couple years ago. Maybe a year and a half ago, something like that. But yeah, I have, and I still do. I don't really take those commissions on as much anymore, just because they take a lot of time to get done. Whereas we'll be sitting here and we'll draw this character, and we'll have it done, or mostly done by the end of stream. Whereas a fully rendered illustration will take a whole day to do, or more, depending on the level of detail in it. So it's more about me kind of mitigating my workflow and knowing what type of work I want to do to be viable for me. This type of work, I enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun, and I get to help people create characters more when I do these. So it's but yes, to answer your question, yes, I have and I do. Another layer to do the rest of this tail, just because I know I'm going to screw it up a couple times. I don't want to erase everything that I have done under here. That's a little better. Like, doing a full render one right now, this would be a lot easier because I could just do a full thick line for the tail, and whereas with the line work, it's got to be pretty precise. Some line weight to the whole thing shortly. Boop, boop, boop. Clip off the ends a little bit. I don't know, maybe I'll change how I color this and make it so that it starts off, she starts off teal, and then as it gets to the end, like maybe her tail gets darker and darker and darker. Maybe it turns almost to black at the end. That could be a fun transition. Go in here, erase those bits of the boots. Look at your description of brokenness. Oh. Oh gosh, that's not right. Man, I can't even type my own. Can't even type my own website. Jeez, oh Pete's. Alright. I thought I changed that on Nightbot. I tried to. I'll figure it out later. There's a lot of things on all my stuff that's probably all screwed up and not right. Oh well. But yeah, so that's the website. Yeah, there's some stuff on there. I could probably. I'm going to be a little sketchy with this just because the hand is in kind of a different placement. I might have to shrink this down a little bit too. Oops. Come in here with this. There we go. Alright. Another layer. We do one just to go all the way back like that. So that's. I shouldn't need it. I shouldn't need it. Take all of that out right away. Take most of that out all right away. Let's have some fun. Let's design something that's give it a little bit of edge here on at the base of it. Another layer just to do the base for that, and we can we'll merge everything down once the line art's all done. But
Let's read a book. Don't come behind the teacher's desk. It's gonna be so hard.
skip ads. All right, here we go. That I can get behind this one so far. Dig it, dig it. All right, how are we doing on time? About an hour? Man, yeah, we're probably not gonna get color done here on stream. I've got a meeting at 12. So we're gonna say that this wraps around like that. We can put some rim light or something on there to give it a little highlight on the actual this metal framing or whatever you want to call it. I'm trying to find the best place to give these implied lines to give it a little bit of a spherical or a cylindrical feel to it. Let's at least get the drawing done for today on the stream. Still gotta do the Phoenix little insignia thing, which I've got a really fun idea on how to do that though. Okay, so we're gonna merge all of that together because it looks like that should be fine. Drop the blue line, and there's line work for our tiefling. Oh, whoops. Gotta pop off for conference. No worries, buddy. Take care. All right, let's get. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a new layer. And I'm actually going to show you a little fun little trick that I do to make sure that things are completely symmetrical. Okay. So it's a let's do this. It's going to be a phoenix inside a ring of fire. Whoops, no, cancel. Edit. Okay, so boom. So there's our ring of fire to follow, right? Okay. That as close to the circle as we can. Okay. I just want to do something like this. Oops. once in a while. Do I have a different, maybe? Where is it? No. Okay. This might be the best bet. I just want to get a little bit of like. So that will give a nice ring for it, and then let's actually do this. Let's do. And then I can go in and I can, when we do the highlights and stuff, I can go in and make it a little brighter. I can fill in these black shapes with some reds and yellows and stuff to give the impression of. Off the let's get rid of that beforehand, actually. So come here and okay, so that's our hey, Eru, how you doing? No, yeah, we're still up. We're still going for a little bit. We are working on a character illustration for the winner of the 1,500 follower giveaway. For my Twitter giveaway. Right now, so we got, the character is a tiefling fighter. She's got, right now we're working on a spinach. Digital, working in digital. It's magical. There you go. So there's the Phoenix thing, and then again we'll go in over top and color that in with an overlay layer later on. here. Now it's just like the little details and stuff. Some hairs going every which way. Yeah. Scritches and scratches here and there just to give it a little breath, give it a little life. There you go. Line work. Oh, give a stretch. Okay. Cool. What time is it? It's 11 o'clock. I'm trying to think about what to do, best to do. Maybe we'll go for another half hour so we can start doing some colors. Get some of that stuff laid out. I'm gonna keep that Phoenix logo on a separate layer. Loving the sword. Yeah, it's a lance actually. The character uses a lance. Yeah. So I thought it'd be fun to give it a little bit of extra weirdness going on. I don't know what's just a fun little quirky design. So teal colored tiefling. That's way too saturated. Darker for the hair, unless I hear otherwise from the client. And I'm debating on the color of the horns, because usually with the horns I'll have it match the skin tone a little bit, or I'll go full on bone. So I'm debating what I want to do there yet, but we can come back to that. Leather armor. So let's give it some browns in here. We're gonna do a little bit of two-tone. There's like the base leather, and there's gonna be like the leather for the belts and the kind of accent pieces that have the rivets in them and stuff like that. Just to break it up a little bit. Darker, maybe a little more red in it. Let's take a look. I don't really like that. We'll just go darker. Go to the darker brown for the leather belts and stuff. So I'll ask the question again. Did everyone have a good everyone had a good holiday weekend, I hope? Those of you, if anyone's here hanging out that's not in the States, we had Memorial Day over the weekend. So everyone got an extra day to stay at home and quarantine themselves without working. But yeah. I spent a chunk of time working on. We have a garden here at our house. You know, kind of like a little snacking garden. Really, nothing big enough to actually sustain us for long periods of time, but a fun little thing. Fun thing for the kiddos to do. Yeah, we planted our tomatoes and beans and everything over the weekend. Built a trellis for our cucumbers, so they can just climb up. I think I want the gloves to be darker brown. Boots will also be the dark brown. We had nice weather here in Philly, so it was good to just be able to sit outside. Oh sure, yeah, it's uncomfortably warm for me here today. It's just muggy. I live on the west coast of Michigan, so being right by the lake, we usually get a lot more humidity in some places. So it's a little oomphy. I don't know. A little sticky, a little sweaty. I haven't turned the AC on yet. Haven't broken down and done that yet. This is actually, I think this will be the first day, maybe the second day. Second or third day that we've actually broke 80 degrees this year, so. I got to go and socially distance myself while golfing. That was interesting, but I got to go out and golf, so that was fun. Get to go hang out with my brother-in-law, which was nice. Oh, okay, yeah. Yep, we had the AC. You know, whatever you gotta do. I haven't broken down yet. By the end of the day, that might happen. Like, up here in my office, it's getting a little warm. So it might have to. Still might have to. I want to bring back in some greens and stuff. I mean, her skin tone has a little bit of green to it. There's going to be some bright, fiery red kind of colors with the Phoenix going on. So I figure, green's a nice compliment for that. It's enough of a kind of outdoorsy feel. We gotta get tail. The tail's gotta be teal.
It's YouTube Music. Download the app today and get a trial.
Go
of
away,
Music
YouTube
Premium
ad.
on us. Restrictions
Go
apply.
away. Since I have instruments that will have issues in the... Oh, sure. What instruments do you have, Shrink? What do you play? I think I want to have. I think I'm gonna do the rim of the shield a little bit darker, like a tarnished iron steel kind of look, and I want the face of the shield to be a little more shiny, reflective. I think that'll be kind of a cool effect. So I might do this. Hello. There we go. There we go. Let's see, violin, electric one, concert one, and cello. Ooh, nice, very cool. Yeah, I played guitar and bass for a long time. So I have, electric bass, acoustic bass, a couple of acoustics, like 6-string, 12-string guitars. But after I graduated college, my parents got me, because I always said I wanted to play one, got me an upright bass, which I've never learned how to pull a bow across, but I've, thumped around on it a little bit, and it's a lot of fun. So I have one of those too. Love music. My wife plays piano, so we have the opportunity to play and dink around a little bit together, which is a lot of fun. But yeah, I've never learned how to actually play my bass. What I want to do is do metal for the main parlance and the accent, have it be either gold or like a golden color that will mimic the fire in the phoenix a little bit. I think. I think this weapon, I think this shield would be cool as a magic weapon, like where once a day you can cast like firewall or something out of it, because of the phoenix that you every once a day you can just push it out and like firewall shoots out. It's so cool. I think that's going to be my next one. Yeah, no, it's we actually. So my wife and I met in high school, actually, and we were both in choir and theater, and
There's a new
yeah,
music
we
streaming app
both
made
definitely
by
share
YouTube.
a
It
love
has a
for
powerful
music.
search engine that finds songs
Um,
with just a few lyrics. Yep,
yeah,
even that song.
that's
Download the YouTube Music
that,
app
and that
today
has
and
never
get a
gone
trial
away.
of Music Premium
We
on
both
us.
very much
Restrictions
love
apply.
music. All right, now I still got to debate the great debate. What color do I make her horns? What color do I make her horns? Folks, help me out. What do I do? What do I do, folks? Chat, help me out. Let me know. Do I make them just a really, 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 really dark, deep, like teal? Opinions. There we go. We got flats. Yeah, that was the initial idea. The one thing I always struggle with, sometimes it can get it just blends in. Sometimes I like doing horns that are a different color that really stand out and create a stark contrast. Like maybe hers would be like actual like bone, like a bone color that comes out and stuff. Like I like doing that a lot on like you see a lot of red tieflings with like the black horns, but if it's bone horns that come out, it gives that almost dragon look to them, which I think is kind of cool too. So just an option, just something I always think about and I always consider whenever I'm doing one of these. I don't want to immediately just jump to the assumption that that the darker than the skin tone is necessarily the perfect way for it. Let's see, 11:20. I tell you what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna call it for this stream right now. I've got a meeting coming up that I have to be on Zoom for, and I kind of want to talk to the parents and stuff, or the wife and the family before that, and see what they're doing for lunch. This has been a lot of fun. This has been really cool. Maybe I'll jump on this afternoon and we'll do some colors on it. So if you guys are around this afternoon, you want to come hang out, I'll probably be here, and we can wrap this thing up and send it off to the lucky winner. Everyone have a wonderful day. I hope you are all safe. I hope you are all healthy. And I hope you are all wonderful as always. So take care. I will talk to you soon.